Could you please state your name and date of birth?
I'm James Orr,
And what year were you born?
1914,
And where were you born?
Barrington, Quebec.
And so, how long did you live in Quebec for?
How long? Well, I was, well, from there, 14 to 42, what's that? 22, 23 years.
And so you grew up on a farm,
Yes.
correct? And could you tell me a bit about you going to school in Quebec, in rural Quebec, I guess?
Going to school?
Yeah.
I went to a one-room school. Grade 8, up from kindergarten to grade 8. One teacher.
Did you like the teacher at all?
Did you like the teacher?
Yes, I liked the teacher.
That's what he just asked, yeah.
And so you used to help out on the farm?
Yeah.
And, so what kind of things would you do on the farm to help out?
Oh, I worked there from when I was old enough up until I left and come up to Ontario. And that was in 42.
What kind of things would you do on the farm, Dad?
What kind of what?
What kind of things would you do on the farm?
Well, the ordinary farm work of cattle, horses, pigs, agricultural work. I didn't do that much. I wasn't old enough to do it.
What's that?
I wasn't that old after school that I spent much time at that.
Well, eventually you would.
Yes. Well, then when I went to work on a farm and I stayed there for too long.
Was that the farm up the road?
Yes.
How long were you there for?
7, 8 years. I was there too long.
What did you think about that farm when you first started?
Where I was working,
Yeah.
well, it was all right when I first started. It kept on, it seemed all right. It was giving me the same wages as I was going to get anywhere else at home, down in Quebec, like. Till I got disgusted and decided it was time for a change.
Why'd you get disgusted?
In 42,
Why did you get disgusted?
yes, I was there too long.
So you just got sick of being there? Can you tell me a bit about on your walk to school?
Yes,
When you first, yeah.
walked to school and walked home, summer and winter.
How was the winter walk?
Well, there was lots of snow. We used to walk on the snow in the wintertime with our hands on the telephone wires along the road.
Why'd you do that? Why'd you hold onto the telephone wire?
Because the snow was so deep, Dad?
Uh,
Should I go and get his hearing aids?
No.
He's so far doing fine. And if
Oh,
you
we'll
can't-
get
If he
back.
can't hear, then I
We'll
I
get-
was.
Yeah, if you don't
can't-
mind.
Yeah, no, not at all. No.
So far, I think it's working.
Yeah, okay.
Is this going to be on TV?
No, it won't be on TV. Don't worry. Could you tell me a bit about, you had a trap line on your walk to school?
Yeah.
Can you tell me
When
a bit about
when the time came, I left and went out right back of my home farm, and it was bush then all the way right through to school, and you had a road right along to a walkway right through to school.
And so would you set the traps up on your way and then,
You set your traps, yeah. And snares,
what's a snare?
rabbits.
Oh. So you,
There
did you
were
catch a lot
big,
of rabbits?
there were the big jackrabbits in them days.
How many rabbits do you think you caught over the years?
A day or a year?
A year.
Oh, I don't know how many. Catch quite a few of them.
And so you used to walk, you had a rifle or something? Is that what I heard? So you had a rifle in your walk.
A rifle, 22 rifle.
And your teacher would take that away from you as you got there?
It was something small, and if the animal wasn't dead, you killed it with the rifle.
Was there a lot of kids doing that? Was that just like a typical thing for the kids going to that school?
Oh, there would be 40.
How many kids were setting traps? How many kids
No,
had
there wouldn't be anybody trapping.
just you?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Oh, well, they weren't interested in it.
And why were you interested in it?
I wanted to make the extra dime.
Ah. And what kind of animals would you catch in the traps?
Rabbits, partridge,
Catch partridge in a trap?
yeah.
Oh. What else?
Well, that's all you snared for.
What about the traps?
Oh, well, the traps, you caught skunks, mink. And in the spring you caught muskrats,
Any
weasel, raccoon.
foxes?
No one never caught any foxes in it.
Marmots?
No.
Did you catch beavers in it?
No, there was no beavers around
You
there
didn't
then.
have a,
No beavers in there.
then what did you do with the animals that you trapped?
In the daytime,
No, what did you do with the animals that you trapped?
pelted them.
And so would people buy a skunk pelt?
Yes.
What for?
A fella came along and bought it and took it to Montreal and dyed it, and then you bought it for mink or something else.
I don't think so.
So who would buy these pelts?
Who would buy them? Usually a Jew would come around and with a horse and wagon, and if it was ready to take off the stretcher, he took it off and left the money in a little box that was there and went on.
So it was kind of like almost an honor system, I guess?
Is that what it was, an honor system?
Yeah.
Oh. So how much do you figure you would make on, say, a skunk pelt?
You got $3 for a skunk pelt. In them days, that was quite a bit of money.
And what would you make on a mink pelt?
Around $40.
40 on one pelt?
Yeah.
Wow. So was there any rivers out the back of your farm? Any small streams or anything?
Yes, there was a stream right back across the railway track, and that run.
So that's where the mink would probably be, and the
Yeah.
weasels.
Yeah.
How much for a weasel pelt?
$3.
So the most expensive pelt would be the mink.
Yeah.
What about a muskrat?
A muskrat, you got $2.
It's amazing you can remember that. So how many mink would you say catch in a year?
Oh, 2.
So-
There weren't that many running around, you know.
Yeah. So
And you got to know what you were doing if you were going to trap mink.
so you wouldn't ruin the coat. Why did you have to know? Because they're weaselly.
Well, you had to know when they would be around and how to trap them.
Because you didn't want to ruin the pelt.
No, you wouldn't ruin the pellets. just gets them by the foot and
Yeah, that's brutal, but that's the way they did it in those days, isn't it? Daddy, let me take that cane from you because you're banging on the floor.
How did you know, how did you know when the minks would be around? You said you needed that knowledge.
well, you wouldn't see them. You always couldn't catch mink between the 1st of November, or like before the 1st of November, and you quit at the 1st of March.
So-
What? Why?
So, you,
Why is that, Dad? Because they were mating then,
Yeah,
or they were.
they were mating in March. They mate.
so March was kind of the best month out of
Yeah.
all those months.
What would you do with the money that you made from selling the pelts?
The money,
What would you do with it?
well, I spent some of it, and I put some of it in the bank.
So it was your money.
Yes, it was my money.
Okay, you didn't put it into the farm or give it to your
No,
family?
that was my money.
Okay.
What kind of things would you spend it on?
And what?
What kind of things would you spend it on,
Well, I had to buy clothes.
right? Anything else? Like what?
You didn't go anywhere you had to go into Montreal or someplace if you wanted to go to a show.
How far away was that?
40 miles.
How far to Quebec City?
To Quebec City, 200.
So how would you get to Montreal if you wanted to do
Train.
Train? How much did the train cost?
Oh, I don't know. The return trip would be about $10, $12.
What would you do in Montreal? Like what kind of shows would you see?
Oh, you'd go in there and you'd see well, you know what an ordinary show would be.
No, like a movie show or a
Yes.
silent picture show?
Yeah, there were silent pictures.
Do you remember the first one you saw?
Do you remember the first picture that you saw, Dad?
No, I don't remember. It'll come to me later.
Yeah. Is that what you primarily went to Montreal for? Is to
No,
see?
you went in to do some look around and buy something for yourself,
Did you go by yourself?
usually.
How far from where you lived on the farm to get to the train station to take you to Montreal?
Quarter of a mile.
Oh, so you just walked.
Yeah.
So there were trains running in 19 what? I don't know, Dad.
Oh, the train went to Montreal twice a day from Hemingford.
Was it a steam train?
Yes.
And what would you do? Would you come back the same day?
Usually.
And if you didn't, would you stay overnight?
I never stayed overnight.
Did any of your brothers or sisters go with you?
Sometimes my mother.
And what would she buy in
Oh,
Montreal?
I don't know. She bought things that she wanted.
How many siblings did you have?
How many siblings? Well, there was 13 of us in the family. So, that answer your question?
Yeah. Where were you? Like, were you?
I was the second oldest.
One of the sisters was the oldest, then my dad. And what was the difference in age between, say, you and the youngest sibling?
Oh, about a year and a half.
No, the youngest sibling.
Oh dear.
That would have been,
I suppose I was be about 21 or 22 when Clifford was born.
and he was the youngest. So, wow. And your parents were Protestant, right?
Yes.
And did a lot of families have a large amount of children like your family? Or was your family unusual because
there
of the
was-
size of it?
Down there, most people had a big family.
So that by the time you were ready to leave your family and go elsewhere, say in the army, the boys would have been growing up enough to be looking after the farm.
Yeah, to take over.
Right.
Yeah, as you moved along, somebody followed along.
So when you were, how old were you when your father passed away?
20, 19, 20, somewhere.
So was your mother pregnant when your father passed away?
Yes.
So he never met Clifford?
My father didn't. No.
No, but he knew all his other children.
Yeah. Yeah.
And where did your father come from?
He was born on that farm.
Oh, okay. And how did he meet your mother?
How did he meet my mother? Well, everybody knew everybody around in them days.
Oh, so she was from the area?
She was from the area.
Oh, okay. And her last name was English, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And she was English?
Yes.
Like, where did her parents come from?
I guess they were born around there.
So you grew up speaking English and French
Yeah.
because you had to, were the majority of people around you French, Canadians?
Yeah.
So they spoke French.
Yes. I talked French.
Hmm. So you were fluent, would you say, in French?
I was when just got to be fluent in French when I left there.
So did you have any friends when you were there that you used to hang out with? Like guys from the neighborhood or would
Oh,
you?
well, everybody has their friends.
Yeah, but what would you do for friends? Would you go fishing or what
Oh,
would
yeah,
you?
you went fishing in the summertime.
Did you have a special friend, like a guy that you hung around? No.
Just anybody. Everybody was the same, and we're all together.
Yeah. So the community was very close then.
Yeah.
So everyone knew everyone. Did you share food back and forth? If somebody had something, would you sell it to the other family or trade something for it, like a barter system? No?
I never traded with any of them, only myself.
But I mean the other farm families. If you had more beef than they did, would you trade for, say, maple syrup?
Well, you killed a beef in the fall of the year. Everybody did. You bought a quarter from this fella, and you bought a quarter from here, and when you killed one, you sold one there and half there.
Okay. But
They
it
didn't keep
wasn't
it up.
like, did you make maple syrup as well?
No. No,
you-
but the neighbors did.
Okay. Would you trade anything for the maple syrup that you had on your farm?
No.
No?
You just
Yeah.
went and bought it.
Oh, okay. So it was money. Money was changing hands.
Yeah.
Was there like a central to the town, like a general store or anything like that? Was there?
Yeah, there was a general store right close.
Is that about it as far as kind of a town center?
You could buy anything you wanted in there.
What was the town like? How big was it? Was there a church? Was there?
No, there was the store and the blacksmith shop.
Oh, and that
So
was
there
it.
you have it.
So would everybody shop at the store? Like everybody would
Yes.
know the general store guy?
That's right.
Like Mr. What was that guy's name? There's a few shows like Green Acres where
Oh.
like the general store.
That's
So
the place.
yeah. So they knew. So would they order things for you as well? The general store?
No, they had pretty well anything you wanted.
Did they have dress material,
Yes,
buttons,
but anything,
candy?
candies, boots.
Was it run by the Hudson Bay Company or anything?
No, it was run by Mr. Frank Cleland.
Mr. Frank Cleland.
Yeah.
And did he have a wife and children?
He had a wife and one girl, Geraldine.
Did you date her?
Did he what?
Did you take her on a date?
No. I never took her out.
So, where would you get all your firewood?
Firewood? And we had a bush.
So, the family home was heated by wood, right?
You know, when we had a farm, there was a bush right there. You cut your firewood every year.
So this was an ongoing thing throughout the summer, throughout the whole year. It was cutting firewood, right?
No. You did farm work, and then when the winter time came, you cut firewood for yourself. You cut it only 3 or 4 days, and you had enough firewood for the year.
How many people would help you do it?
Oh, a couple of fellas would go in the bush. 2 fellas clean it up. Don't take long to cut the firewood for the bush.
So you said your family was Protestant. Was that there was, but there was no real church in the town? Would you go to a church at all?
Would you go to a church at all? Like if you were
Yes,
Protestant?
we went to Hemmingford, the church, to the Presbyterian church.
But where you were in Barrington, there was no church.
No,
It was just the general
you had to
store.
go to Hemmingford,
And how far away was Hemmingford?
5 miles.
And how would you get there?
Horse and buggy, horse and sleigh.
Oh, so there was a sleigh in the winter.
Yeah,
And was it one horse?
yes.
What was your horse's name?
Oh, that's I don't know what the horse's name was now.
But so how many of the kids would go to church? Your mom, your dad?
Yeah,
Who else?
and a couple of kids.
Every Sunday?
Not every Sunday, but a lot of the time.
And gonna ask now. What would you do around Christmas? Would you go to the church for the Christmas service?
No, you had your Christmas dinner at home, and you went around to visit this one and that one.
By horse and sleigh?
No, you had just the neighbors.
Just close within walking distance?
Yeah.
Would you just visit or give them presents or?
No, you didn't exchange anything. You went and visited them at the neighbors. Your money wasn't that plentiful, you know.
No. Did anybody have a still?
Any what?
Did anyone have a still?
No.
How'd you get your alcohol? Weren't there a couple
Well,
alkies around you? Like old guys that.
no, there wasn't any of them. They were all civilized people.
So nobody was drinking their life away.
No,
In
they
those
went.
days?
They went to town once in a while, and they went into the hotel in
Now, where was that? In Hemmingford?
Hemmingford
In Hemmingford. Okay.
or Sherrington.
Sherrington, okay. So what would you get for Christmas, Dad? Did they give presents to your own family?
Oh, you just give a present to one kid, and the next kid give you present.
What would you get? What would be?
Oh, I don't know. Don't remember.
Was it like, I remember Mom telling me that she got an orange for Christmas
Yeah.
once. And that was a very special occasion, having an orange.
This is probably, yeah. You know,
When you got 13 kids, you don't have too much money to spread around.
No. Do you remember eating fruit when you were a kid? Like not canned fruit, not pears, but do you remember ever getting an orange or anything like that?
Oh, we had an orange. You got a banana once in a while. You got an ice cream cone once in a while.
Was that from the general store?
So what would your favorite thing be to eat when you were a kid?
Favorite things to eat when I was a kid? Oh, heavens, don't ask me that now.
Well, it seems like you had big meals back then, didn't you?
We had good meals. We had killed a pig and we had beef, and it was all in our own meat pretty well.
Did you smoke your meat?
No.
How did you?
Salted.
Oh, okay. So everybody got their intake of salt on a regular basis.
Yeah. And it was good too.
Lots of potatoes,
We had lots of potatoes, we had lots of vegetables. and all
carrots,
kinds.
onions, like root vegetables.
Yeah,
Did you have a cold cellar?
yes. Well, it was under the house.
Did your mum can a lot?
Yes, she did.
Did she make pies?
Yes, she was a good cook. And she made bread.
Oh, you had homemade bread too? And she churned butter?
Well, she didn't do too much churning butter in my time, but she did.
Yeah.
We had a churn where you rocked it back and forth,
Right.
and the barrel tipped over.
And you had milk to drink because of the cows,
Yeah.
right? I remember when you were a herdsman, you said you used to have names for cows. Did you, in those days when you were a kid, have your names for your cows?
No.
I bet you did. How many cows would you have had?
Oh,
Roughly.
We milked 10, 12 cows,
So you had to do that every morning.
morning and night.
Wow. Because if you don't, now did you milk them by hand?
Yes.
No machines in those days to milk them, right?
There was, the odd farmer that was all kinds of money had a milking machine, but very few of them.
Right. So would you milk 10 cows yourself, or would the boys help
Oh,
you?
there'd be a couple of us milking.
And what would you do with that milk? Would you sell
You
it
took it and separated it.
into cream and milk?
Yeah.
And then what would you do with that?
Well, you sold the cream after you got so much in a can, and it went to Montreal.
Oh, the cream went to Montreal. So somebody used to come around to collect it?
No, you took it to the railway station and put it on the train.
Oh, I see. Ah. So would they pay you after the fact then?
The company in Montreal sent you a check once a month or so.
Okay. Where was the bank? Was there a bank in Hemmingford?
Hemmingford.
What bank was it? Royal? Or Bank of
No,
Montreal?
I think it's the same bank as there now, Bank of Commerce, I think. I don't know what's there.
So Hemmingford is still there as a town. And Barrington is still there
Yes.
as a town.
Well, there's not much left of Barrington now.
Did they all get like amalgamated
Yeah.
into,
Hemmingford.
oh, okay. Sort of like Dundas is to Hamilton Wentworth.
Let's go Barrington through.
Barrington, Barrington, right? 2 R's?
Yeah.
Barr, yeah. Do you know, sorry,
I was just gonna ask when the last time you saw Barrington was.
when's the last time you were in Barrington?
Must be 15 years ago.
15.
Must be.
Is that when we went to Quebec?
Yes.
Or,
I don't know whether you went then or not, or whether it's just Ma and I. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't when David got married, was it?
Hmm?
Was it when David got married?
Well, David got married in Quebec City,
Well, just outside, yeah.
200 miles away.
Mm.
So when did you leave Barrington? Like when did you leave home?
When did I leave home? Well, I left home, 42, about 35, 6, 7 years. I left home, went to work on a farm, and then in 42 I come up here to Ontario.
Why'd you come to Ontario?
For more money.
So did you like hear rumors about there being more money in Ontario?
So you found a job though. You said last time that you saw a job in the Globe and Mail.
Yeah, that's how I got started up here.
Right. So where did you see the job in the Globe and Mail? In Quebec?
You ordered it, and
I
it was
know.
sent from Toronto, and you picked it up at the post office. And
Okay, so you saw that ad that was posted for Big's Farm in the Globe and Mail in Quebec when you were in Quebec.
Yeah,
So did you write them a letter?
and just write them a letter, and the fellow answered it, and told me how much money he'd give me, and I didn't know him. He didn't know me.
This is Mr. Biggs.
Yeah, not Mr. Biggs,
Who?
Dr. Bruce.
Is that whose farm Biggs Farm is?
No,
No.
it was just outside of Toronto.
Oh, okay. So you were a herdsman at Dr. Bruce's first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went there, and then I stayed there for 5 months, and I decided it was time to get more money from him or else go.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to give more money, so I said, okay. I joined the army.
Okay. You joined the army. So how much did the army pay you?
I think it was $1.40 a day or something. It was
Did that
not enough.
include food?
Food, clothing, travel, everything, medical, anything.
So it was a good deal.
It was a good deal.
Did they give you rations of rum?
Hmm?
Did they give you ration of rum?
No, I didn't.
That must have been the Navy. where they
No, they gave you a ration of rum when you were going into battle. Just before you went into battle, you got your ration of rum that braved you up.
gave- Yeah, here, drink this. You won't feel the pain so bad
Here,
if you get
take-
hit. Oh, that was nice of them. Gee. So, when you joined the army, you joined it in Toronto?
Yes.
Okay. And so they outfitted you for your uniform, everything.
Everything. They paid for it.
What were the meals like in the army?
They were good, they were livable.
So did you get breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Yes.
Did you get dessert?
I bet come on with your meal.
Snacks?
No, you didn't get any snack. You had to buy that if you wanted it.
Okay. So is that where the canteen comes from? You buy your little snacks and
That
stuff?
was in way off the camp.
Oh, okay. So
You went into town at night or in the daytime or on a weekend. And
Mhm.
What would you do in town at nights and on the weekends?
what would we be doing?
Yeah.
Oh, we would go to the Salvation Army and play cards or visit with people.
So they provided a place for people to go during
No,
the
they
war?
didn't. They didn't provide it. That was separate from the army.
Right, but the Salvation Army would be kind of a hangout for people.
Yeah,
So a social place to get together. I remember
Yeah.
you said write letters.
yeah, you
Play
write letters
cards.
or play cards or anything.
Yeah.
And you stay. You could stay in those places for 50 cents a night.
Oh. Did you stay?
Yes, I was there often.
Oh.
Was it comfier than, I guess, staying at
The barracks?
The barracks?
Hmm?
Was it more comfortable than staying at the barracks?
No, I wouldn't say it was. It was army cot you slept on.
But when you stayed in at the Salvation Army overnight, was that more comfortable?
No, you slept on a cot.
Oh, I see.
The
So
same thing.
Yeah, so no matter what.
You
you're
didn't get
sleeping
a
on
break.
cot.
You didn't get a fluffy.
It was good. It was a good place to stay. You were in where it was warm and dry.
You didn't get a fluffy mattress. You didn't get a fluffy
No.
feather mattress and
No,
a feather
you didn't
pillow.
get one of them. You got a palliasse.
A what?
A palliasse.
What's that?
It's a sponge thing about so thick. And that covered the mattress, the cot.
Why did they call it that?
Huh?
Palliasse. So it was a pallet and, yeah, I don't know.
It was a mattress.
And did you have your own room?
No, there might be 40 in there.
Oh,
Different people, you never seen them before or again.
so it wasn't just army people, it was all sorts of people.
Yeah.
Like a hostel.
Anything, yes, anything. Anybody could go there.
Did they
If
have...
you're in a uniform, you could go there 50 cents a night.
Oh, I see. If you were in a... What if you weren't in a uniform?
What?
Could the normal person stay there overnight?
I never saw any normal person.
Like a off the street kind of not in the army?
No, it was
Could,
just mostly servicemen.
now, did they have a service women part?
They had the service women parts and the men's part.
Okay. So women were staying there as well.
Yeah.
So it was just a break from the
On
army
the camp.
Right,
You went on the weekend.
right. So did you go to meet girls?
Go where?
To meet girls.
Oh, you met a lot of them.
Did you have any dates?
Yes, same as anybody else.
What did you do for a date? Play cards?
Oh, no.
I don't know. I know. Would you go to a show?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes you just went out walking.
Yeah. Ah, the good old days. Yeah.
And so you went from the Toronto. Where did you go from there? From Toronto, where was the next destination?
From that camp,
Yeah.
I went from Brantford to Camp Borden.
So you went from Toronto to Brantford, then to Camp Borden.
Yeah,
Okay. So that was the big army encampment, right?
that was a big camp.
How many soldiers would you say were in Camp Borden when you were there, roughly?
Oh, maybe 20,000.
Wow, that's a lot. So did you learn how to shoot and march
Yes,
and clean your gun, polish your boots, formation
everything. You learned everything that you were going to need to know.
in the Camp Borden
Yes.
itself? Okay. But not so much in Toronto and Brantford?
Well, Brantford was a basic training.
Okay.
What was basic training? What kind of stuff was basic training?
Oh, you just march back and forth and exercising, you go swimming, and you get different things like that. It wasn't the heavy stuff like what you'd. it was to getting to know what to do before you got to the big stuff.
Did they teach you how to survive in the wild?
Hmm?
Did they teach you how to survive in the wild? Like, or
No, they didn't bother with that.
did they teach you what to
Teach
do?
you to read maps and
Did they
all
teach
things.
you signals like
no, we were not unless you were in the signal.
Corps?
Yeah.
Did they teach you anything if you got wounded, what to do?
Wounded, yes, you had the course in that.
And also if you captured someone, what to do?
When you were in Camp Borden, sorry, did anybody ever get on your nerves? You have like 20,000 people there, or did you ever get bothered by anybody, or a general? Was there anybody who rubbed you the wrong way?
Well, you went out and you got, at night you'd get stopped with a sentry, and if you were okay, he let you in. If you didn't, they took you away.
Did you ever get bothered by anybody on the base? Like, did people
No.
start bothering you, or some guy was, or some
No,
drill sergeant was driving you crazy?
no,
So you got along with most anybody.
no, I never was bothered by any of them.
You were guarding the canal. That was the story I heard.
Yeah.
There. And so that wasn't Camp Borden. You moved from Camp Borden
Oh,
to that.
that was after Camp Borden. You moved. We went from Camp Borden to Niagara on the lake.
Do you know how many people were in the Niagara on the lake spot?
Oh, it might be 2,000 there. And then you were broken up into groups and sent to this place and that one all around to the canals.
And so you were guarding the canals for the most part?
Just you were about two months at a camp along a canal, and every 6 hours you went out for 2 hours walking along the canal. Then you come back in and you usually got something to eat and went to bed.
So, what would the other time that you weren't looking after the canal, like, so every 2 hours you would go and look at the
Every
canal?
2 hours, yeah. Oh,
Would-
not every 2 hours. You were 2 hours on and 4 hours off, like.
Oh, how come such a short period on?
Hmm.
Why would they only give you 2 hours to guard the canal?
Well, they didn't want you out there walking more than 2 hours.
Oh, because you had to keep walking?
Yes, you had to keep walking.
You
and-
couldn't stop?
Oh, you could stop.
So you were,
But you never saw anybody to talk to.
so you were constantly looking at the canal the whole
Well,
time?
just walking along to see that nobody was coming along to do anything.
So,
Blow the canal up or something.
or a sub, now, you were guarding the Welland Canal?
Yes.
And what other canals?
Well, it was all connected to the Welland Canal. I was at Port Colborne and I was at Welland.
So it was just the whole,
And St. Catherine's at the hydro plants.
Mhm. Where did the man shoot his helmet off? Remember the fellow who was playing with his rifle and shot his helmet
Oh,
off?
that was along the Welland Canal.
Do you remember that happening? Because you saw it, right? You were on the other side. Could you tell me a bit about how that went down? I guess.
they'd give you sun helmets, you see. So he had it on, and he had the rifle slung over his back behind him. And he put his hand behind, and on the trigger it went, and bam.
So you saw it. Did a lot of people
I was
see
right
it?
across the canal from him.
Was that a usual place for your rifle?
I usually carried it that way, yeah. Or
So
else,
you didn't carry it across body.
no.
You always carried it.
You carried it with your arms over your shoulder. It's usually over a sling. It was on a sling.
Did he get in trouble for that at all?
No, no.
You didn't get in trouble?
Well, he got reprimanded, but
I guess he had to get a new hat.
no.
Did he just
They
have
won't give you a new hat.
So he just had a little hole.
You got issued so much, and that was yours.
So he walked around with a hole in his hat?
Yeah, he had to.
So do you think anybody asked him, how did you get that hole in your hat?
No. Nobody else was fool enough to do that.
Oh. No, but I mean, did anybody ask him what happened to his hat, do you think?
No, I don't know whether they did or not.
Oh.
I'm just going to quickly check the cameras.
Okay.
Should be good.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Make sure. It's starting to get sunnier out.
Yeah. You getting tired, Dan?
No, I'm all right.
What time is it? What time is that? Say, 11:15?
Yeah.
Okay.
So from the canal, what happened from there? Where did you go from there?
Where did I go from there? I went to Camp Ipperwash.
Where's that?
It's just outside of Sarnia.
What kind of stuff would you do there?
I went up there to learn how to fire and look after the 3-inch mortar. That's where I learned that.
Is the mortar the thing you have like a candy thing and you put it in there? Is that the mortar? And you pack it down?
No, you don't pack it down. It'll go down itself.
It'll blow up probably. Oh.
It sits up. It's about this high off the ground, the muzzle of it. And it sits like this.
Like that?
Yeah. On a frame. You get down on your knees and you pick the bomb up. And you get your head down. And it boom.
Do you have a firing pin or something?
No, the firing pin and everything is on that.
Is on the mortar.
Is on that mortar, yes.
So you click it, put it in, and then?
You put it down in the thing and you drop your head down below the muzzle. And bam, it goes. When it hits the bottom of it's fired.
Oh, when it hits the bottom of the muzzle. Okay. I was gonna say, that would be awfully dangerous, you know.
If you didn't get your head down, you lost it.
Were there many accidents? No.
Not that not in the group I was in. When you were shooting at night, you had to be careful because it was dark and there was the detonator was on the end of it. And if that wasn't on there, the thing didn't fire. It would fire, it would go out and go into the ground, and you had to search it till you found that mortar.
In the night as well.
Because you couldn't leave it there. But if that was on there, it blew to pieces. and it would kill in 1,000 yards.
Really? How far did it go, the mortar?
Oh, but 300 yards.
Well, if it went 300 yards and it would kill within 1,000, how does
Yeah,
that?
the mortar sharpener was flying over us.
Oh, shrapnel.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I'm sorry. No,
I was
go
just-
ahead.
I was just gonna ask how you eventually got to Dundas. Was my like you were because you went through a couple camps and then I guess the war would have ended and.
Where'd I go from there?
Mm-hmm.
I was sent to Ottawa with the Postal Corps. And then after that, I got my discharge.
So was the Postal Corps part of the Army?
Yes.
And what were they doing? Guarding the postal?
No. I was in sorting letters.
Oh, I see.
I was,
Oh, sorry.
I was sorting letters, and when the time came, I got my discharge and got out.
Now, was the war over?
Yes. the
So
war
that's
done.
why they discharged you, because the war was over.
Yeah,
They didn't need you anymore.
no. They were glad to get rid of us. They kicked us out.
Did you know that was going to happen?
Well, certainly. You were wanting it to happen.
Oh, you didn't like being in the Army?
Well, I didn't mind being in the army, but you wanted to get out or get a job someplace
Ah, right,
and get settled.
right.